Hello students, let us continue with MCQ number 5. You can download the PDF file from the description of the video. Question 5. The circuit diagram is given where we have the resistance value 10 ohms. We have to find out the current in arm AD. So we do the distribution of the current. At junction A, the current I is coming. Let the current through this arm AD is I1. So the current towards B is I minus I1. Again at junction B, let the current be I2. So the current along BE will be equal to I minus I1 minus I2. So this current will come to F. The current through arm DC is I1 and the current in the arm CF is I1 plus I2. So at this point, again at junction F, this current meets and I1 is cancelled, I2 is cancelled, so I will come out. So that is the simple distribution of the current. We have to find out the current in the arm AD, that is I1. So in the circuit, we have two variables, that is I1 and I2. So we need at least two equations. So we apply the Kirchhoff's second law in the loop. So applying Kirchhoff's second law to loop A, B, C, D, A. So we start from A to B. We are in the direction of current. So minus R, I minus I1 in the direction of current. Then BC, there is no resistance. There is one resistance in BC arm also. So current through this is I2. So minus I2R. Again we are moving in the direction of current. Then from C to D, current is coming from opposite side. So I1R and D to A, the current is opposite. Again I1 plus R is equal to 0. So therefore, if we open the bracket, it becomes minus Ri plus Ri1 minus I2R plus, both are the like terms, so 2I1R is equal to 0. Again, these two terms are like, so minus, we substitute the value of R, that is 10 ohms, so 10I. Then we take this Ri1, 2I1R, that are the 3I1R, so plus 30I1 minus 10 I2 is equal to 0. So divide it by 10 also. So minus I plus 3I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. So this is the loop ABCD A. Again, in the second loop, applying Kirchhoff's second law to loop BC FEB, this portion. So B to C in the direction of current, minus I2R. Then again in the direction of current, we have here I1 plus I2. So minus I1 plus I2 into R, that is the direction of current. Then the current is coming from opposite side. So minus R, I minus I1 minus I2. Again the current in this is coming from opposite side. So starting from B to C in the direction of current, current is coming from opposite side. So we have plus sign here. Again for this, the current is from opposite side. So I minus I1 minus I2 is equal to 0. These two are the like terms, so it becomes double. We substitute this value minus 10 I2 minus 10 I1. We are putting R equal to 10 minus 10 I2 plus this is 10 plus 10. So 20 I minus 20 I1 minus 20 I2 is equal to 0. So let us collect I2 term. I2, 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 that is minus 40 I2, then I1 minus 30 I1, and then we have only one term 20 I is equal to 0. So now we divide this by 10 again. So minus 4 I2 minus 3 I1 plus 2 I is equal to 0. So this is equation number 2. So we have three unknowns here, I1, I2 and I3. Sorry, I. So we have three unknowns. We form two equations. So either you take a third loop of entire this circuit A, E, F, D, A, or in this equation 1 and 2, we make I as a subject. So from this equation 1, so equation 1 can be written as, we take I as a subject. So I is equal to 3I1 minus I2. That is equation number 1. And we substitute this I in this equation. So minus 4I2 minus 3I1 plus 2 times I, that is 6I1 minus 2I2 is equal to 0. Therefore, we have minus 4 minus 2, that is minus 6I2 minus 3 plus 6, that is plus 3I1 is equal to 0. So this will give you the relation between I1 and I2. So we find out the relation between I1 and I2 to be 6I2 is equal to 3I1. So therefore I1 is equal to 2I2. Now we need an answer in the term I. So we eliminate I2. So I2 can be written as I1 divided by 2. Let us say this is equation 3. So we substitute this equation 3. Now what is the equation 3? That is I2 is I1 by 2. Or you can say I1 is twice I2. So we need I1. So we eliminate I2 from equation 1. So we substitute equation 3. Substitute equation 3. That is, what is equation 3? I2 is equal to I1 by 2. So here it becomes minus I plus 3I1 minus I1 by 2 is equal to 0. So this I is taken to that side. So it becomes 5I1 by 2 is equal to I. So I1 is equal to 2 by 5I. So the option is 2 by 5I, that is option number A. So this is how we apply the Kirchhoff second law. Now let us come to question number 6. 12 equal wires, each of resistance R ohms, are connected so as to form a skeleton cube. An electric current enters this cube from one corner and leaves out the diagonally opposite corner. Calculate the total resistance of this assembly. So again we have a cube. The resistance of each side is R. So 12 equal wires, each of resistance R. We have to find out the equivalent resistance between the two diagonals. So EF, GH. So let us take this diagonal to be B and G. So we connect a battery here. Now this is the same sum or numerical we did in our NCERT book. So it is left as an exercise, but let us do the calculation, the distribution of the current. Now see, the battery is connected between the two ends which are the diagonal of a cube. So input current is taken as per our convenience. So at a junction B, the current is divided into three paths which determine or count the path, that is the shortest distance 1, 2 and 3. So we have a 3 wire. Similarly, BE, 1 EF and FG 3, and the third path BA, AH and HG. So they are the identical path. So current will be distributed equally when it comes to the junction B. So in the first instant, let us take current I, 3I, because it is divided into 3 equal parts. So if I take the distribution to be I, then I to this side and another I to this side. Again, at junction C or junction E or junction A, this current I is further divided into 2 paths. We calculate that 2 paths. So from A we have 2 paths, AD, DG. Then AH, AG. Again both the paths are identical. Similarly at C, CF, FG, CD, DG. Similarly you calculate this point. So again the division comes out to be equal. So if we take I to be the current in this arm, the current will be further divided into 2 equal parts. So fraction comes into picture. We will try to avoid the fraction. So we take this current to be 2I. So if I take this current to be 2I, then the input will become 6I. So the same numerical we did in our NCERT book. So again now this 2I, so it will be further divided I, this will be I, this is I, this is I, then this 2I, again I and I. Then this I comes to H, from E, from A, it becomes 2I. Similarly C to Fi, E to Fi, so again it becomes 2I. Then A to D, C to D, 2I. So output comes out to be 6I. So we have only now one variable, that is I only. So we have to take only one loop, and the requirement was that one loop should compulsory be the loop which involves a battery, because in the end we have to apply the Ohm's law. So you take any one loop. Let us take the loop applying Kirchhoff's second law to loop. Say we take a loop which where we need a battery. So we start from B. So B, C, F, G, battery of EMF E, and we come back to B. So from B to C in the direction of current, let the resistance of each wire is R. So minus 2 IR. Then C to F in the direction of current IR. In the direction of current minus 2IR. Then we come across a negative terminal, so minus E. So minus 2, minus 1, minus 3, minus 5. So it becomes minus 5R is equal to minus E. So 5IR is equal to E, that is equation 1. Now let us assume that this entire skeleton of the cube is replaced by a equivalent resistance. So we remove that entire cube skeleton and we replace that skeleton of a cube by a equivalent resistance R equivalent. Now we apply the Ohm's law. So according to Ohm's law, E is equal to 6I into R equivalent. Now you compare equation 1 and 2. So 6I R equivalent is equal to 5I R. I is cancelled. So R equivalent is equal to 5 by 6 R. So that is option number A for this MCQ. Now let us see MCQ number 7. Again we have a skeleton of a cube. Now you have to find out the resistance between the two corners of the same edge. So earlier we have a two corners of the diagonal. Now we have a two corners of the same edge. So let us name this side as A, B, C, D. This is E, F, G, H. You have to draw exactly the shape of a cube. Let us connect a battery between A and D, because it is given that find the resistance between two corners of the same edge of the cube. So you can connect between AD, DC or GH. So in the previous sum, we connected a battery between the diagonals. Now let us again see the division at the current at a point A. At this point or at this junction, we have three parts. So clearly there is only one wire between A and D. Let us count the remaining path. So AB, that is one wire, BC, CD, three wires. Similarly, AE, EH, shortest part HD, three wires. So three equal path is there. So the current in that path should be equal. So at the first instant, we take a current to be I and I. But this AD, we have only one path. So let us name this current as I1. So input should be taken as 2I plus I1. Now this much amount of current should come out. Charge can neither be created nor destroyed. This I comes to E and this I comes to B. Again we check the division. So we have EH, that is one path, and HD, that is the second path. So I should be further divided into two equal parts. Similarly, BC, CD, BF, FG and CG. So here also we have three paths. So from BC and CD to EH, HD to, but the remaining is EF, FG, GC. So the current should not be divided equally. So we have to introduce another variable. Let this variable is I2. So current here should be equal to I minus I2. Now since we have taken I2 for the two wires, that is EH and HD, similarly at B, BC and CD, we take a current I2. So this becomes I minus I2. So I minus I2 is for three wires and I2 is for two wires. Now I minus I2 meet at junction F. So it becomes twice I minus I2. I2 comes at H. This I2 comes at C. the property of the current is to follow a shortest route. So from H, I2 will not go towards G, and the current from C will not go to G. So the current 2I minus I2 will further be divided at G. So we again see the path GH, HD, identical path. GC, CD, identical. So current will be equally divided. So it becomes I minus I2. Here it becomes I minus I2. Then at H, I minus I2 plus I2. I2 cancel. So I. Same thing happen at C, I. So I1. Again we have 2I plus I. So if the distribution is done correctly, then only you can proceed further. So first you have to check whether the junction rule is applicable or is applied properly or not. So our input current was taken as 2I plus I1. So input current is taken according to our convenience. Now we have three variables, I, I1 and I2. So we need three different loops. One loop should be compulsory, which should consist of a battery. So let us take any loop. So applying Kirchhoff's second law to loop, let us take this upper loop E, F, G, H. One loop. So in the direction of current, let us assume the resistance of each wire is R. In the direction of current, so minus R, I minus I2. In the direction of current, minus 2R, I minus I2. Then again in the direction of current, I minus I2 into R. Current comes against plus I2R equal to 0. These three are the identical terms. So minus R, minus 2R, minus R, minus 4R, I minus I2 plus I2R is equal to 0. So we open the bracket, minus 4IR plus 4RI2 plus I2R is equal to 0. So this becomes 5RI2 is equal to 4RI. So from this we can find out the relation between I2 and I. Let us write this as equation number 1. So this is your equation number 1. Now let us take another loop, say A, B, C, D, A. That will give us the relation between I, I2 and I1. One loop we have to take which consists of a battery only. So applying Kirchhoff's second law to loop, let us take this loop A, E, H, D and A. That will give us the relation between I, I2 and I1. So you can take any loop and do it by yourself. So A to E in the direction of current, so minus IR. E to H again in the direction of current, I to R. H to D again in the direction of current, minus IR. Then D to A against the current, I1R is equal to 0. So we have therefore minus 2IR minus I2R plus I1R is equal to 0. So we will get this relation. Now you have a relation between I2 and I. So which we can use here and find out the value of I1 also. So let us name this first equation number 2. Now for third variable, we have to take one loop which consists of a battery. So let us apply Kirchhoff's second law to the loop A, B, C, D, A, battery A. So that is A, B, C, D and this. So A to B in the direction of current. In the direction of current from B to C. Again in the direction of current from C to D. Then we come across a negative terminal of a battery, that is minus E. See what you have to eliminate in this. We know in the end we will apply the Ohm's law after removing this skeleton. So in the end we know when we remove this skeleton, then in the Ohm's law we will be left with I and I1. You will be left with I and I1. So you need to eliminate I2 from the equation. We need to eliminate this I2. Now this I2 has a relation with I in this equation. So from this, first we will write minus 2IR minus I2R is equal to minus E. Minus minus is cancelled. So this is equation number 3. Now from equation 1, we need to eliminate I2. We eliminate I2 from this equation. We will eliminate I2 from this equation also. So this I2 can be written as 4 by 5 I. Therefore, 2IR plus 4 by 5 IR is equal to E. So 14 IR upon 5 is equal to E. This is equation number 4. Now, if I remove this skeleton, I know there will be I1. So I need to find out the value of I1 in the terms of I. See this, we have a I here. Now if I know the value of I1 in the terms of I. So in this, from equation this I2 can be substituted here. So you get a relation between I1 and I2. So let us name this equation 4 and this equation number 5. So substitute again equation 4 in equation number 2. So we have minus 2IR minus, you have I2 here, so I2 is replaced by 4 by 5 IR plus I1R is equal to 0. R is cancelled. So here we have minus 14, 5 2s are 10, minus 14 by 5I plus I1 is equal to 0. So I1 can be written as 14I upon 5. That is equation number 6. Now we remove this skeleton of a cube and we replace it by a equivalent resistance. So let the equivalent resistance between these 2 points is R equivalent. So from the Ohm's law, now in the end we apply Ohm's law. So from Ohm's law, 2I plus R1, R equivalent is equal to E. Now what is I1? Use equation number 6. So 2I plus I1 can be written as 14I upon 5. R equivalent is equal to E. So it becomes 24I upon 5. R equivalent is equal to E. Let us say this is equation 7. Now compare 7 with 5. So we comparing equation 5 and equation 7. 25I upon 5 R equivalent is equal to 14 IR upon 5. 5 is cancelled, II is cancelled. So we have R equivalent is equal to 14 upon 24 R. So R equivalent becomes 7 by 12 R. So it becomes 7 by 12 R. So we have a option D for this MCQ. Now MCQ 8, again we have related to the cube, but instead of a complete cube, now you have 11 equal wires, each of resistance 2 ohms. Now the value is given here. Form the edges of an incomplete skeleton cube. So instead of 12 wires, we have now only 11 wires and the cube is incomplete. Find the total resistance between point A and B of the vacant edge. So though the diagram is not given, but they named this vacant edge. You can draw a vacant edge anywhere as A and B. So we named this A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Now let us again do the distribution of the current. We start the current from junction, from positive terminal at junction A. You have two paths. So AD, DC, CB, 3, AE, EF, HB. So at the first instant, we have I and I. Equal current, equal path. At D, so if I take this II, it becomes 2I. Now at D, again we have two paths, one DC, CB. Then DF, shortest route, FG, GC, CB, that is 4. So in this situation, current will further not be divided into equal path. So we have to introduce one variable, let this is I1. So this becomes I minus I1. Similarly, at E, for a two path or two wires, we have taken the symbol I1. So this becomes I minus I1. At F, I minus I1 made, it becomes twice I minus I1. This I1, as explained earlier, it will follow a shortest route from H. It will not go to G. It will wait for a current from G to come. Similarly, the case with C. So at G, again this 2I minus I1 is further divided into two paths. We count that path GC, CB, GH, HB, equal path. So distribution should be equal. So I minus I1, I minus I1. This I minus I1 at H and this I1, it becomes I. Same case at junction C, it becomes I, 2I. So once the distribution is done with the help of a junction rule, you can proceed further. So if the current input is 2I, the output should be 2I. Remember, the input current is as per our convenience. You can take the input current to be I. Then you have to introduce a fraction I by 2, then further you have to take like that. So to avoid the fraction, we take input as per our convenience. So now we have two unknowns, I and I1. So we have a two loop. We should have two loop. One loop should again compulsory be of battery. So first we take a loop applying Kirchhoff's second law to loop EFGHE. So in the direction of current. So here the value of each resistance given is 2, but we will substitute this value in the end. So we assume the resistance of each wire is R. So in the direction of current, R minus R, I minus I1. In the direction of current, we have minus 2R, I minus I1. And again in the direction of current, minus R, I minus I1. Current comes from opposite side, so plus I1R. These are the same terms, so minus 4R, I minus I1 plus I1R is equal to 0. So it will directly give the relation between I and I1. R is eliminated or it is cancelled. So we have minus 4I plus 4I1 plus I1 is equal to 0. So 5I1 is equal to 4I. So I1 is equal to 4 by 5I. Because we know in the end we have to apply the Ohm's law. So our input current have only I. So we need to eliminate I1. So we find the relation between this I1 and I. Now the second loop should consist of a battery. So apply Kirchhoff's second law to the loop ADCB battery and then A. So in the direction of current minus IR, in the direction of current minus I1R, in the direction of current minus IR, we come out. Don't take this to I because this is a wire only, this is external wire. We have the resistance of the cube only or each side of the cube. We come across the negative terminal, so minus E. So minus 2IR minus I1R is equal to minus E. We remove this negative sign. In the place of I1, we write 4 by 5. So 2IR plus 4 by 5R is equal to E. So it becomes 5 to the 10, 14IR upon, here we have I, 4 by 5I. So 14IR upon 5 is equal to E. So this becomes our equation number 1. Now again we remove the skeleton of a cube and we replace it by an external, or you call it a equivalent resistance. So between point A and B the skeleton is removed and we have AB. So this is R equivalent. Now we apply the Ohm's law here. So Ohm's law, E is equal to 2I R equivalent. Comparing this to equation, we find that 2I R equivalent is equal to 14IR upon 5. II is cancelled. So R equivalent is equal to 7 by 5 R. 7 by 5 R. Now it is given that the resistance of each wire is 2 ohm, so it becomes 14 upon 5. R is taken as 2. So 14 upon 5, so 4, 5 to the 10, 2.8 ohms. That will be the, 5 to the 10. Then we have 42.8 ohms here. So the equivalent resistance is 2.8 ohms. Now in the option, either the option is wrong, or if we go to a nearest value, then you have to mark the option A, which is 2.4 ohms. So the correct answer is 2.8 ohms. The option might be given wrong here. So we go to the nearest value, that is 2.4 ohms. So today's lecture was related to the equivalent resistance of the skeleton of a cube. We will continue with the remaining MCQ in the next lecture. Have a nice day.